This is such a beautiful song. Why Did I Choose You? I first heard the Barbra Streisand version of it, and I just loved the song. What a great piece of music. The music was written by Michael Leonard, and the lyrics were by Herbert Martin. And so I recorded it on an album in the 90s. I just loved playing it. When you have a melody that is so good and so strong like this, and as a jazz musician, you think, well, what can I do with this? It would be so easy. It'd be so easy for me to destroy this beautiful melody, and I don't want to do that. So we have to start looking at the other aspects. We have to start looking at basically there's three ingredients to music. There's melodic, harmonic, and rhythmic. So with the melodic side, the melody, I can kind of play with the melody a little, and rhythmically it's more or less all out of tempo. So a lot of it's to do with reharmonization, but doing it in such a way that that doesn't take away from the beautiful melody, so it enhances the melody. Then I think back to some of my musical heroes like Henry Mancini, how he would have scored for an orchestra. Somebody like Robert Funn and Nelson Riddle, Billy May, and all those great orchestrators, how they would have written for that, and turning the guitar into a little orchestra. Really, that's what I was doing here. Once a year, I would play at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club in London. A long time ago, when Ronnie Scott was still alive, and I knew Ronnie very well, and Ronnie loved the guitar, and he used to love booking me there because he would always, he would announce me on each set, and then he would sit at the side and he would listen. He would listen to him. So I was very, very touched by that, because he didn't do that with everybody that played there, but he always sat and listened to me playing solo, and he loved it because he loved the guitar. And when I played this song, Why Did I Choose You, he said to me he wanted to learn to play it. At that time, he'd had an operation. He'd had his teeth removed, so he was unable to play the saxophone. He remember saying to me, when I get my teeth back, he said, I'm gonna learn that song. So I got the music to him. Whether he ever played it or not, I don't know, but he particularly loved this song. And when Ronnie died, I played at his memorial in London at St Martin's in the Field, and that was the song that I chose to play in his memory. Now, a lot of these songs, you think of the writers that wrote the music. There's the lyricists too, of course. In this case, the lyricist here is Herbert Martin. And when I play a piece of music, I often like to at least have a look at the lyrics or listen to the lyrics when I hear a singer sing it, and that affects how I phrase everything. It can do. Sometimes I go in a different direction, but with something like this, I am keeping in mind the lyrics or certain key parts of the lyrics. There's no guessing why it's called this. That's how you play lyrically, and it's all part of the storytelling thing. And I've got one funny story about these partnerships between composers and lyricists. I know a lyricist by the name of Barry Mason. Now, Barry Mason wrote a lot of big hits. He wrote Delilah. That was his big hit. He wrote that with Les Reed. Les Reed wrote the music, and Barry Mason wrote the lyrics for Delilah, and it was a huge hit for Tom Jones first of all. Then they had lots of hits after that. But Barry was very young when him and Les wrote that song, and they were so excited. Barry was incredibly excited. One night he went to this club, and kind of to celebrate, I guess. And Barry, after a while, he had a few drinks. He went into the men's room, and he's standing there as guys do, and another guy's standing next to him. This guy's whistling Delilah. So Barry, because this is his first hit ever, he got so excited he couldn't help himself. He turned to the guy. He said, "I wrote that." And the guy said to him, he said, "No, you didn't." He said, "Les Reed wrote that." So Barry said, "Yeah, Les wrote the music." He said, "But I wrote the lyrics." And the guy said, I wasn't whistling the lyrics.